Hello students, in our previous video, we have learned the potential difference or voltage in terms of work done and how to measure voltage in a circuit. Now students, let us recall our analogy of water current and electric current from our last video. What were the forces behind the electric current and the water current? Yes, you are right. The difference in potential energy between the water in the two containers gives rise to water current. Similarly, the difference in electric potential between 2 points of a conductor gives rise to electric current. As potential energy of water is high at the higher level and low at the lower level due to difference in their heights, water flows from a higher level to a lower level. Similarly, electric potential is high at the one end of the conductor and low at the other end of the conductor. Due to difference in amount of charges, current flows from higher electric potential to lower electric potential. However, in both these cases, the direction of flow is from higher potential to lower potential, because water always flows from a higher to lower level due to gravity. Water cannot flow in the reverse direction by itself. To store water at a higher level, like in an overhead tank, we need to pump water from a lower level to higher level using a motor. The upward flow of water is due to the work done by the motor. A similar function is performed by the battery. It pumps the electric charge across a wire from a low potential point to high potential point in the wire. Students, so far we have discussed potential difference and current. There is a third parameter that is vital for the successful flow of current in a wire. It is the resistance. You may wonder how resistance regulates the flow of current. It is similar to water tap. We can regulate the flow of water by varying the opening of the tap. If the tap knob is opened wide, the flow of water increases, and if the knob is tightened, water flow decreases. Similarly, the resistance regulates the current. If the resistance is more, current in the conductor will be less, and if the resistance is decreased, current in the conductor will increase. Thus, the resistance helps to create a regulated flow of current. Now students, so far we have been discussing the flow of charge. But the question is, does it represent the flow of positive charge or negative charge in the wire or conductor? In earlier times, electric current was defined as the flow of positive charge from the positive terminal of a battery to its negative terminal, as electrons had not been discovered by that time. And this flow of positive charge is called as conventional current. Later, with the discovery of electrons, it was found out that the current is actually the flow of negatively charged electrons from the negative terminal of the battery to its positive terminal. The flow of electrons is termed as electric current. However, by convention, the direction of current is still indicated as opposite to that of the flow of electrons. We know students that for electric current to flow, we need to put on the switch. You must have seen this switch commonly in day-to-day life, but in laboratory we use term plug key instead of switch. So far we have seen several different electrical components, namely conductor, battery, resistance, plug key or switch, etc. How can we represent these elements in a simple way in the diagrams? Drawing the components of electrical circuits actually would be very tedious and impractical. Hence, these circuits are represented schematically. These schematic diagrams are popularly known as electrical circuit diagrams. Conventional symbols are used in these diagrams. They represent various electrical components. This symbol represents an electric cell. The bigger vertical line represents the positive terminal and the smaller vertical line represents the negative terminal. When there are more than one cells connected with each other in the circuit, collectively it is called a battery. A plug key or switch in open position is represented as broken line, with the parenthesis as shown here. A plug key or switch in closed condition is represented as a broken line, with parenthesis but having a dot in the middle. When we switch off or open the key, there is no supply of current in the wire. The circuit is said to be open. When we switch on or close the key, the current flows in the wire and the circuit is said to be closed. when two or more wires cross one another, we need to know whether they are connected or if they simply cross one another without joining. If wires are connected, the joint is represented by a dot at the crossing point. While if wires crossing each other without joining are shown with a loop at the crossing point. A bulb is represented as a loop of thin wire in a circle. A resistor is a long thin wire represented as a zigzag line. A variable resistor is indicated by an arrow crossing the resistor symbol or arrow on the top pointing the resistor. An ammeter is used to measure current in amperes, indicated by a circle with A at its center. A voltmeter is a device for measuring potential difference in volts. It is indicated by a circle and capital V at its center. A simple circuit comprises a cell, plug key, a few electrical components and connecting wires. Look at this circuit. It consists of an insulated metal wire connecting a cell, a plug key and a bulb. Let us close the key. You can see that bulb lights up. This kind of circuit is called closed. In a closed circuit, all the connections are made properly so that current flows through the wires. Let us open the key. You can see that the bulb gets switched off. This kind of circuit is called open or broken circuit. In an open circuit, the wires are disconnected and no current flows. So students, let's quickly recall. A circuit diagram is simply a schematic representation of a metallic wire connecting different electrical components such as a battery, an ammeter, a resistance, a voltmeter and a key. It also indicates the direction of current flowing through the connecting wires and electrical components by arrows. Electrons move from the negative terminal of the battery and flow through various components to reach the positive terminal of the battery. And lastly, we discussed all the symbols used in the diagrams of an electric circuit.